So there's this moment that happens when you slip behind the wheel of something really special. It's not about horsepower or spec sheets, it's about how the car makes you feel. And honestly, that's the story of the 2026 Zeekr 7X that nobody's really talking about yet. Look, I've spent the last week living with this thing, and I keep catching myself driving it when I don't need to. That doesn't happen often. This is a luxury electric SUV that actually gets what luxury means in 2026. It's not about drowning you in chrome or slapping your face with features, it's about invisible refinement. It's about a car that anticipates what you need before you ask. Let me take you through the design first, because this is where Zeekr completely shifts the conversation. The 7X looks like nothing else on the road. It's got these aggressive yet refined proportions. Think of it as a sculpture that could actually move. The front end has this glowing badge design that sounds gimmicky until you see it in person. There's real intent here. The body line running from front to back isn't just pretty, it makes aerodynamic sense. They tell me the drag coefficient is seriously low, which means better range and better efficiency. But more importantly, it means this thing cuts through the air like it's on a mission. Inside, and this is where I fell in love, it feels like a place designed for humans, not showiness. The materials are genuinely premium. There's real wood trim, soft touch leather that actually feels soft, and this brushed aluminum that catches light in this understated way. The panoramic roof is massive without being distracting. You actually feel connected to the sky, which sounds poetic, but driving through the mountains with that roof open while the motors run silently, that's a different experience than other SUVs give you. The cockpit setup is intuitive. Zeekr didn't go crazy with screens. Sometimes less is more. There's a central touchscreen, a digital cluster, and physical controls where they should be. The steering wheel is perfectly weighted. Nothing feels cheap or plasticky. Every tactile element says we sweated the details, and that matters every time you drive. Now, the performance side. This isn't a sports car pretending to be an SUV. It's an SUV that moves with purpose. The electric motors deliver something you immediately feel: smooth, immediate, relentless acceleration that doesn't jolt or hesitate. I ran it from 0 to highway speed countless times, and it never feels aggressive, just responsive. The handling is composed because the weight distribution is so balanced. The battery's mounted in the floor so the center of gravity is naturally low, and you feel that through every corner. But here's what really matters for most people: the range. Zeekr's claiming around 520 kilometers on a full charge, depending on your model, and my real-world testing came pretty close. That's genuinely usable for actual road trips. DC fast charging gets you meaningful range in 30 minutes. That's the kind of practical thinking that actually changes how you live with an EV. The tech integration is where this generation of luxury shines. The voice control actually understands context. The navigation learns your patterns without feeling creepy. The driver assistance systems work in the background. They're helpful without being intrusive. This is the kind of technology that disappears into the experience instead of becoming the experience. What surprised me most? The quiet. Not the quiet of silence, but the absence of engine noise lets you hear everything else. The road texture, the wind dynamics, the pure electric hum when you accelerate hard. It's almost meditative on the highway. Look, I know there are faster EVs, there are cheaper EVs, there are more aggressive-looking SUVs, but the 2026 Zeekr 7X occupies this space where it's really asking, what does a luxury vehicle actually owe you? Not specifications, not bragging rights. It owes you a car that feels considered, crafted, and genuinely engineered for how humans actually drive. It owes you a vehicle that respects your time, your money, and your desire for something that transcends just transportation. This isn't a car that's trying to win you over with a pitch. It's a car that wins you over by being exactly what it claims to be. And after a week of living with it, that's pretty rare. If you're in the market for a luxury electric SUV in 2026, this absolutely deserves to be on your test drive list. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.